Sketchy Go Itchy.
Hello everybody, we're back. This time we've got some wizardry about to happen. Now I'm not sure how much wizardry is going to happen in the illustration, but certainly the subject matter is that of magic. I'd like to ask a question. If this were an audience, I'd ask a question: who is this character? And if anyone didn't have the answer, I think they'd probably get tossed out immediately. Of course, it's our favorite wizard, Harry Potter. And what was going on here is we were attempting to do a really sort of accurate portrait of him. Of course, I found a really great piece of reference online. As a matter of fact, a series of reference images that I sort of photoshopped together to create this little composition. Now, several adjustments are made along the way. I had a previous video where I discussed the sort of, is it okay to work directly from photo reference, particularly if you use it sort of as an underlay and then render on top. I think it's perfectly acceptable. I know a lot of my illustrator friends would agree. There are often cases where people flat out manipulate the photograph and then create new art. And so this is kind of a step in that direction. One thing I am proud of in this drawing, if there's any kind of wizardry happening, is I love how love is a bit strong. I really like how the hair came out. The hair to me is, or it used to be, a really kind of a tough thing to nail down. Drawing hair, oftentimes, the problem I think a lot of artists have is making it look completely and totally organic, hairy, not hairy, so to speak. And the trick to that is the irregularity of the lines, or the direction of the shadows and the highlights. There is some flow that is created by, sort of following contours and, following the light and back into the shadows and in the direction they go. But if you're too rigid and you're too what's the word I'm looking for? Too perfect in those lines and too directional, and it's almost like if you're using a compass to draw a circle. That's great, but when you want to draw that same circle in motion, it becomes an oval. It just gets distorted, and I think you need to be able to distort the lines ever so subtly when you're rendering hair to make it look more hair-like. So that's varying in the thickness of the line. That's really being smart on where you choose to put the shadows in and the highlights in. And that comes from, guess what? It comes from practice. I'm talking about practice. So the reality is, this, again, I worked from a photo. There are dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds, thousands of Harry Potter photos. And so if you want to do something similar to this, grab a few, put it on a layer underneath, whether it be Photoshop or Procreate as I'm using here, and create your own magic. Speaking of magic, I add a little little magical glow, some little sparkles, and final touches happening on Harry, and there you have it. Harry to the Potter. Sketchy go Ichi. Live your moment. Happy sketching, y'all. Peace.